Your wife just mentioned divorce. And not just that, she's also let you know that she's seen an attorney. Now what? I'm Lesli Dories, your marriage coach, creator of the Hero Husband Project, and owner of Foundations Coaching. And this kind of came up a little bit with one of my CrossFit buddies was telling me about one of his best friends whose wife just asked him for a divorce and has seen an attorney, and he's panicking. And I'm going to tell you that is the one thing you do not want to do. And my friend was talking about how if his wife ever did that to him and went and saw an attorney, that would be it. Everything would be over. Now, my friend's got 2 kids, so it's not over. If you don't have any children, you can walk away from your spouse and probably get on with your life with little to no problems, although divorce is not the walk in the park that a lot of people think it is, nor is it the easy answer. But when you have children together, you are going to be tied to your partner. And so I get that it feels like a punch in the gut. And by the way, nobody should be surprised by their partners requesting a divorce. That's not something that should just show up without any kind of previous information. Now, the truth of the matter is that a lot of women, and by the way, women initiate anywhere from 2/3 to 90% of the divorces, just as an FYI. And so a lot of times what happens is they think they've done everything. They haven't, but they think they have. And they don't see any progress being made in the relationship. So a lot of times what happens is they go underground and start planning their escape. And so things can be relatively quiet and things can be relatively okay until she hits the point where she's done and she's ready to walk out. Now, the fact that she's unhappy needs to be noted, but just because somebody has seen an attorney does not necessarily mean they really want a divorce. A lot of people don't know what the possibilities are. It's things stay as is, or we have to end it. There's a whole middle ground, and this is where what you do in this moment is going to make all of the difference. And if you react from a legitimate place of hurt and fear, because that's what divorce should bring up for people, if you act from those emotional perspectives, you're probably going to make the situation worse. Like my friend who said, well, if my wife were to go see an attorney, that would be it. Yes, it's a possibility, but you might have some time, because a lot of times people don't really want to get divorced. They just don't want things to stay the same. So this could be an opportunity for you to step up and really take charge of your relationship. Own what's yours, not what's hers. But when you own what's yours and you make steps to address it, to become more relational, then you've got a chance. But if you just go, well, it's done, it's over with, there's nothing I can do, what you've done is you've created a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if there are struggles going on in your marriage, and by the way, no marriage, I don't care whose it is, and by the way, this includes mine, is trouble-free, hurt-free, error-free, right? It's what do you do when your partner brings that to the table? And when you can step up and go, yep, I didn't handle that well, I'm sorry, let me fix it. And then by the way, you do. That's what creates the trust. That's what creates the ability for your partner to see, oh, things can be different. This person's listening to me, right? And I know it can be very scary for somebody to throw around that D word, but what you do once it's there is going to determine a lot of things. And one of the things that people say, oh, I've tried everything. Have you worked with a coach? have you worked with a therapist? Well, no, or we went once. I said, one time is not going to change a lifetime of habits. Okay. So, what you want to do is to really take a look at your part in it. See what is alterable, right? See what you can make different. See what can be more relational. And that's what I help my clients do. So if you want to have a better than okay marriage, if you want to make sure that your marriage doesn't end, then there are things that you can learn and apply that will make that a lot less likely, even if your wife has already talked to an attorney. One of my mentors, Dr. Bill Doherty, who is a professor at the University of Minnesota, worked with the legal system in Minneapolis and found out that about 30%, and it may be higher, but they actually had 30% of people who had actually filed for divorce admitted they did not want to get divorced. They just got on the divorce superhighway and everybody was pointing them in that direction. And my invitation to you is don't get on that highway, or if you're on it, take one of the off-ramps. It may not work, but you'll never know if you don't try. And this is what I help my clients with. So if you're interested, I invite you to give me a call or put a comment down below in the comment section, or send me a direct message, or send me an email at leslie@foundationscoachingnc.com, because especially if you have children, you want to do everything that you can to create the best environment for all of you. So hopefully you found this helpful. I would love to help you. Please subscribe to the channel. And until next week, stay loving.